Hello there, Kia ora podcast listeners. Let's see if this is going to work. This is like the third time I've tried to do this take. In this video, oh my god, I did like 25 takes of today's podcast because I just kept screwing up one word in particular. It just didn't flow as well as I wanted. But this is a really important topic for a couple of different reasons. It was always inevitable that this was going to be what National announced. They've been edging us for months over this. What has been really fascinating is seeing how the media first covered it. You know, the government's announced this, and the two of the three coalition partners like, yeah, nah, not our idea. Looking at the information that they put out was really fascinating. Like the argument that they've put forward is basically freedom of speech, blah blah. You know, and we think that there is obviously issues with harm, but you know this is not the way to fix it. And from a technical perspective, they're right, but they don't go in and explain what they would do differently. And there's actually a really clearly obvious reason for it once you start doing a little bit of digging. Like, it doesn't even take much digging to see that the reason that they are against doing what needs to be done is because they've actually unwound what was already in place that were there as tools to help people in this situation. So they're not going to sit there going, well, let's do the real work, because that means undoing decisions that they've already made. But what I found really fascinating in this whole thing was a comment from David Seymour when he is putting up his post. He mentions a researcher by the name of Jonathan Haidt, H-A-I-D-T, who wrote something called The Anxious Generation, How the Great Rewiring of Childhood is Causing an Epidemic of Mental Illness in 2024. And a lot of the work that is happening now around bans for social media, for phones, stuff like that, is based on this work from Jonathan Haidt, which is consistently debunked actually by a whole bunch of other research. I've actually got this article here from Nature in front of me while I'm recording this, by there should be a name right there, like it's literally right here. Somebody I mentioned in the story today, Candace Odgers, writing a debunking going, look, this is going to sell lots because it's big and scary and parents are primed to believe it, but the evidence is actually not there. And then looking up other evidence on this, people were not impressed with it. Weak proof, no direct link. It doesn't deal with systemic issues or the broader world, that there needs to be better mental health awareness going on, that the way that schools and doctors label and track mental health problems is different to what we might look at for older generations as it is for young people, and the need for support networks and safety don't get mentioned in there. And it was really fascinating seeing all of these people come out who are experts going, yeah, no, this is not going to work. And David Seymour referencing his work in that post going, wow, he was a bit of a prophet, wasn't he? But I don't agree that this is the way to fix the problem that he saw. So it is funny in that way. But on top of all of this, I've got the other added problem that I've recorded this on the morning of Tuesday, the 25th of August, for posterity, if anybody ever downloads this in 100 years. And Labour is currently considering what to do next, because ACTA New Zealand First will not support it. The Greens will not support it. Te Pāti Māori will not support it. The only potential that there is to get this across the line for National is Labour, who they lie about consistently, who they have vilified consistently. Labour supported them with their India Free Trade Agreement, and then National shat on them consistently for not knowing how to deal with trade and the economy. And it's quite funny how much shit they've pushed uphill. And so Labour is right now, while I'm recording this, in a caucus meeting deciding whether or not to support the bill. I've had a few messages from people involved around the Labour campaign going, we don't support this, but who knows? Who knows how they're going to go? And the feeling seems to be from within the caucus that if National can prove what they claim is going to be the outcome, then Labour will support it. But they can't prove it because all the research shows that it's not going to be the outcome that they want. And I'm sitting there going, this is a perfect opportunity for Chippy to show his teeth, because that's one of the big complaints about Chippy. He doesn't get to bare his teeth very often outside of the House when he's debating, and this would be a really good opportunity to do that. It would, to turn it down now would make Luxon look weak and impotent right after that leadership thing a couple of weeks ago. It would make people who are left of Labour sit there and go, oh, finally, he's doing something that's much more in our wheelhouse that we agree with, and it will make people who are in the National Party who want to be evidence-based in their decision-making go, well, that is evidence-based as opposed to emotionally based that we're seeing. Like, it could be this multiple winning, amazing thing if they go ahead with it. But I know what's going on there. They don't tell me anything. It's not like I'm even in the party, let alone in the caucus or in the room where it happened. So I'm recording this not knowing. But also because it's Tuesday, we have Campaign Kōrero coming out tonight. And that's also a really weird one, because I want to make sure that when that goes out, it's as up to date as possible. But at the same time, I've got a deadline I've got to have everything done by. And this is really tough. Like the day that things happen last minute always sort of throws me. So I do that on a Tuesday night for a couple of reasons. One, I wanted something kind of midweek from where I do the deep dive stuff on the Friday to Sunday. I wanted something simple, easy. This is open to everybody. It's completely free. That gives you a left-leaning look at what's going on with the campaign, because our media is right-leaning. And I know people always argue with me on this one, but if you come and check out Coffee and Context on Sundays, free promo here, Coffee and Context on Sundays, I'm slowly teaching people how we see that bias, and hopefully they're learning a little bit from it, or at least learning something from it. This Sunday we're talking about the economic baseline for reporting being conservative, fiscal conservatism. It has been since the mid-80s. And so things that are new and different are considered dangerous and out there, and so reported that way. But what we're seeing now is media sitting there going, asking questions. We have a really good opportunity for Chippy to own the right and to really take a lead on this and actually do something substantive that could help young people. Pointing out that they had some of the tools in place already and this government rolled them back is really important. But will they do it? Who knows? And I just have to sit here and wait and twiddle my thumbs until they come up with a decision. And then I can finally finish everything else that I've got to do for Campaign Kōrero, maybe sit down and record an interview with somebody, put it all together, edit it out, and try and have it out on a Tuesday night, because I want that midweek thing. But also, weirdly, statistics and data show that content that goes out on a Tuesday night or very early on a Wednesday morning is the best performing for the entire week. I don't know what it is, it's just weird data information stuff that helps me guide what I do with my content. So yeah, that's enough of me rambling for 7 minutes. Holy shit. Okay, I'm sorry for that. It's a very long ramble. Wasn't meant to be, but I hope you learned something from it. I'm going to leave you to it while I sit back and focus on other things. I will talk to you guys later. Ka kite anō, live long, prosper, be one with the force. Please go and check those enrollment details and check the enrollment details of your friends and whānau as well.